Beyond traffic on the left face, you're following a Cessna down low off your left. Square it up just a little bit, and then we're going to get you in. Start your descent, though. Start your descent on the base. Traffic on final, give me follow on base. Base traffic, start turning toward the numbers now. High wing coming up on quarter-mile final. Take it all the way down to the green. Cessna taxiing on the green. Expedite down to the next hard surface. Get me some speed. There you go. Go, 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 go fast. This is going to be good. I got traffic on a mile final. You're following traffic ahead and to your right. High wing coming up on the threshold. Take it all the way down to the green dot.
5 Charlie Sierra, 2 mile final.
A mile final, turn north, and we're going to just make you, we're going to bring you back around. Jet traffic's coming up on about a mile and a half final, runway 9 clear to land.
Okay, all right, let's listen up, guys. If you're on final for runway 9, I want you to offset to the left. I got a jet that's landing on runway 9. The jet's cleared to land runway 9 if you can make it. If not, just continue straight ahead. It looks like you're going around for the jet. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine.
Oh, we had one right in front of us, sir.
Dragger. Let's see. Well, we got a tricycle. Tricycle, put it down. Tricycle, put it down. Tricycle, put it down. Tail dragger, down to the green dot, then a left turn. Short final here. You clear land on 9 all the way to the white dot. Go down to the white dot. Find somebody to follow out here. Canard, just come to the runway, and I might have to just send you around. That'll be fine. And for the jet, you just want to stay in this pattern, or you want to go back out for an instrument approach?
Stay in a pattern, Charlie Sierra.
All right, just stay with me here for a minute. And my tail dragger, let's see, over the numbers, go down to the green. And Canard's going to have to go around. Canard, go around. Canard, go around. Canard, go around. And my high wing here over the runway, keep it airborne. Keep it airborne. You do not descend. Do not descend. You got a fast guy behind you. Do not descend. There you go. Keep it airborne. Keep it airborne. As soon as the guy behind you gets slowed down, I'm going to put you down. So keep it airborne. The one that just passed the white dot, make a left turn on the hard surface. All right, my high wing tail dragger, you can put it down now. You can put it down now. And Charlie Sierra, let me get you about a mile off. Let's see, Charlie Sierra, I lost. There you are. Make a left-hand turn. I'll try to resequence you here on the downwinds. We'll see how it looks. Short final, you're clear to land runway 9 on the white dot. Clear to land on the white dot. There you go. And the tricycle left on the hard surface and follow the flagman. Welcome. Thanks for being part of the show. And let's see, just find somebody to follow follow on the final, and as you get close to the runway, if it's not going to work, we're going to send you around and then try to re-sequence you. Now, who else got sent around that's not back on the downwind? The Canard?
Yeah, Canard.
All right, Canard, there's a Gulfstream up there that went around too. I just lost sight of him, but you're going to make kind of a left-hand turn and stay low. I think Charlie Sierra, what's your altitude?
3,200.
Okay, that'll be fine. Just maintain VFR. I don't know what else is up there above you. Probably most everybody's down here, so just make a left-hand turn. We'll try to get you back here.
Canard's got the jet in sight.
Okay, the RV, maybe an RV-10, whatever, here on final. Keep your speed up and go all the way down to the, aim for the green dot for me. Actually, keep your speed up. There's a guy behind you. Aim for the green dot, and I'm sure that's plenty of room for you to land on runway 9. You're clear to land on runway 9. Number 2, you're going to go down to the white dot. Follow the white dot. Actually, you know what? That's 1,500 feet. You're going to land at the white dot. The spacing looks adequate here. 2 guys on final. You're kind of tight there. Keep each other in sight, and you're going to aim for the white dot. If it's not going to work, we'll come up with a plan B. We might have to send you around. The second guy behind you out there in about a 2-mile final. Are you slow enough to be able to follow that guy in front of you? You need to go around. Well, I probably shouldn't ask that because I had about 5 guys answer me, so I should know better than that. After 35 years, you would think, right? All right, so let me see. The guy who's number 1, it's number 1. What kind of airplane is he? An RV type. All right, RV type. Keep it airborne for me. Keep it airborne. And I got a fast guy behind you. The number 2 guy over the trees there. Go ahead and put it down on the numbers. Put it down on the numbers. My first guy just coming up on the numbers at the over the grass at the numbers. I want you to keep it.
T-minus 1 minute and counting.
Hello.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, Johnny, you're on mute.
Am I? Can you hear me?
You were? Yeah.
Hello.
Bit worrying. Hello. Evening, everyone. Hope you're all well. I feel like we're kind of kids at home without the parents tonight because Ian's in Italy with a bunch of Fly Four mates. He's heading out to dinner at the moment. We've just heard from him. He's about to get on a bus and go to the restaurant. So they might join us later on. We'll wait and see. In some probably inebriated state, but nonetheless, they might pop along. But first, we'll start by thanking Sky Demon as usual, and we'll play this week's top tip.
Hi, I'm Hannah from Sky Demon, and this is today's top tip. When you're getting close to your planned destination, you may need to report via a specific VRP. To help find it more easily, just tap on the Make Approach button in the bottom right corner and choose Find VRP. A list of all VRPs for the selected airfield will appear, and tapping on one will highlight the point straight on the map. For more information on using Sky Demon, take a look at our user guide, which you can access from our website.
Fantastic. Yet more things I didn't know Sky Demon did.
Yep. Yeah, and thank God that was the current clip and we didn't replay last week's by accident.
Just like to say good evening to Carol, who's stepping in for Ian this evening. Hello.
Hello, I'm Ian. Another privilege and pleasure to be here. Thank you guys for inviting me.
No, thanks for coming back again. You're a keen supporter, and we'd be stuck without you. To be honest, it would just be.
I'm always here for you. You're lucky every time. Yeah. A lot of really.
Yeah. Before we go any further, I've got spotted two good comments. Nick Allen says, and this is obviously in response to the live stream photograph that's on the email. When did the flyer team decide to dress like a team of IKEA furniture assemblers? That's a very mean remark. Our lovely flyer jumpers and hats. And Whiskey Alpha Pilot said, "Hi all, I'm currently in a Premier Inn waiting for the Eurostar." And I'm going, why is he in a Premier Inn waiting for a microlight? But then I twigged.
Oh, good stuff. Right, we should probably get some weather from Simon, shouldn't we?
I guess so. And look, here he is.
Oh.
Even though no IKEA furniture here, look, a deck chair instead.
Good stuff. How are you, Simon?
I'm okay, thank you. Well, Johnny, you're doing so well with the technology, aren't you? Yeah, it is. I'll tell you what, we'll order pizza later and get drunk.
I'm getting seasick.
Someone push the Simon button. I'm not pushing it anymore. Johnny, you push the button. There we go.
All right.
Excellent. All right, okay, folks. Well, this is my weather nerd moment. Look at this cloud that I took a picture of today. I got unfeasibly excited when I saw this. This is undulatus cloud, and this is actually below some cumulonimbus cloud that was developing just to the south. So this is in South Staffordshire, and those of you kind of heading into North Staffordshire, Cheshire, that sort of area, probably saw a very similar cloud during the course of today. Basically, what does that mean? Not very good flying conditions. It means there's turbulence below, but you can see there just in the distance, look, it clearing away quite nicely. So I thought that was just beautiful, beautiful cloud. So excuse my indulgence, won't you? So this is how things shape up for tomorrow. Actually, it's not looking too bad a weekend for flying, really. Low pressure is in control. Yes, there it is centered across Ireland tomorrow. We've got this trough line that's just lying down the middle part of the country. That basically shows us that there's a potential for showers to be developing through parts of southern England into northeastern parts of England. Typical base is around 2,000 to 3,000 feet. Tops on those probably at around 12,000 to 15,000 feet. Out towards the west, more significant front comes in here, bringing rain to southern Ireland. Later on into the far southwest of England. Bases on this, you see here on the cloud ceiling forecast. The orange there means bases of 500 to 1,000 feet. Certainly that's what's going to be on that front as it comes in. But across Scotland, across much of northwest England, it's looking like a pretty decent afternoon's flying. Now for Saturday, again, you've got low pressure in control. That's a deep area low pressure for this time of year, 984 millibars. Ooh, I should say hectopascals now, shouldn't I? But look, you'll never take millibars away from me as a forecaster. So 984 millibars is the central pressure of this. That's pretty low for the time of year. But notice that the rain on the forecast chart here, these green colours, tends to all be out west. So it looks like Western Scotland, parts of Western Wales, parts of the far southwest of England and Ireland that are going to be seeing a fair amount of showers. But again, nothing over heavy, I don't think. And pretty breezy across Ireland, but elsewhere it's just a light south to southwesterly. For many other areas away from those western coasts, it's a fair day Saturday, good visibility. Base is around 3,000 to 4,000 feet, tops about 10,000 to 12,000 feet behind this cold front. So actually decent conditions. May just be a little bit more cloud for East Anglia and the far southeast. And then for Sunday, the area of low pressure stays with us through Sunday. More vigorous fronts affecting western parts of Scotland and down through parts of Ireland. May affect western parts of Wales and the far southwest of England as well. Their base is probably at around about 2,000 to 3,000 feet, and the rain tops about 10,000 to 12,000 feet. But again, that rain rather patchy apart from western Scotland. But for all other areas across central and eastern parts of England, Wales and Scotland, it looks like we've got a fair day. Base is around 4,000 feet, tops about 8,000 to 10,000 feet, and good visibility as well. Winds probably south to southwesterly, and I think blowing around about 15 to 18 knots. So there's a bit of a breeze there. Goodness knows what that slide's doing in there, but I'll leave you with that for now. Don't forget Aviation Weather School. The next one is on the Saturday mornings of the 3rd and the 10th of September. You can build your weather confidence with me live online with that course. Go to weatherschool.co.uk now to find out more. Have a fabulous weekend, everyone. Stay safe. Bye for now.
Cheers, Simon.
Cheers, Simon.
Bye. Have fun.
Very good. Well,
Seamless.
but yes, but possibly not a great flying weekend. It's a repeat of last weekend.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the whole week as well. Nice during, as you were mentioning earlier, nice during the week, and then the weekend comes around. And what can we do? Anyway, should we talk some news?
Definitely.
Right. First bit of news is the paywall is coming down on the website on the 12th of July. So if you're not a club member, you've got until the 12th to join for just £30. The price will be going up to £52 after the 12th. So get yourself a bargain. You get access to all of our content, all the videos, all written content, back issues, all that kind of stuff. And also you get member benefits like the free landing vouchers, discounts with the likes of Poolies, Transair, loads of other great organisations. So you've got, just under 3 weeks to do that. So head to fly.co.uk and join.
Yes.
I think, Dave, you're up next.
Yes, it's not exactly news, this, but Ian's done a flight test of the Diamond DA50 RG. It's the first UK flight test. It's up on the website. We put it up last Friday. Basically Ian's conclusion is it's big, beautifully made, and it's powered by an interesting engine, the V6 turbo diesel from Continental, as well as Ian's flight test words, which is a great read. There's an excellent set of pictures from Ed, and there's a video as well. So it's not often we get a completely brand new certified aircraft to talk about, and that's what this one is.
Yep. Yeah, I mean it's a rare occasion, isn't it? And sometimes we get little Rotax 2-seaters. To get a big 5-seater with 300 horsepower, pretty momentous. So and a very strong offering there from Diamond. It was very, very impressive in the flesh, I will say that. So anyway, there's a link in the comments if you want to go and read all about that.
Yeah, good stuff. Now, Ed, I think you've got another new aeroplane.
Yes.
Talk about. I don't mean you've bought one.
No, don't need any more airplane. There's a new UK kit plane with a turbine on the horizon. So if you were browsing A4s and then maybe picked up on our news story in the week, you might have noticed that Condor Aviation has made a dual announcement saying it's become the UK agent for the new 130 horsepower Heron turboprop engine. And that's an engine aimed at light aircraft. And also they're the agent for the Hornet style kit plane created by Australian Aircraft Kits. Condor are planning to fit the Heron to the Hornet and saying that both will be available in 2023. Statement from Condor says we've secured the rights for the turboprop, and as the UK's leading R&D and experimental aircraft company working with the CAA under E-conditions, will be the first aerospace organisation to bring that engine to the light aircraft market. Engines will be sold only for permit to fly aircraft, and type rating conversions, because you'll need one, will be available with an Empire test pilot school instructor. At the moment, they're not taking deposits until they've completed all the testing, but they've asked that people get in touch if they're interested. The Hornet Turboprop STOL, they're saying it's a tough airframe. It's logged over 4,000 hours working in the Australian outback, and I think it's their idea is combining something that's jet A burning and the little turboprop. And I was talking about this with a friend in the States who works for a Kitplay magazine, and our news story got his attention. And he said it's like having a micro Draco, but without having Mike Patey's 2-hour no sleep routine for a building. So
normal humans.
Yes, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with that, because I don't think Condor have selected kind of who they're going to put it with yet. So I know the LAA probably aren't involved, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But Condor have a good experience of doing E-conditions projects. They've done others, so if anyone can make this work, they can.
And a comment from some viewer.
Mr. Seeger, yes, that has challenging looks. It's not terrible. It's not terrible.
No, just get a picture up again. Here we go.
There we go. Yeah, it's kind of cute.
Yeah.
It'll probably have a much longer nose when it's got a turboprop. Does anyone remember there was an aeroplane called the Technoavia Finist, which was a kind of Beaver look-alike, and that had a turboprop in it. This looks like a tiny version of that. So if you remember that. Who's next? Dave.
Right. Yes, this next story is about H55. They're a Swiss company developing electric powertrains for light aircraft. This picture shows Andre Borschberg, who, if you remember, was a Solar Impulse chap. He's a founder of the company, and he's standing in front of a Bristol B-23, which they call the Energic. It's an electric-powered one. So this aircraft is already up and flying. The news is that H55 has just been awarded design organisation approval by EASA. That's an essential step to getting towards getting the engine and the power units, which is the motor, electric motor, plus also battery system. They need to get that approved by EASA. So this is an important step on that route. And they're expecting certification in 2023, after which the Bristol B-23 Energic will go on sale. Should say also, just to add to the credentials of H55, they've been chosen by Pratt & Whitney Canada, who make all sorts of engines, to collaborate on a hybrid electric power unit, because Pratt & Whitney have chosen H55 because of their expertise in this field.
And they make some nice stuff. I was looking at the H55 project kind of kit at Aero this year, and it's really well thought out, and it's expandable as well. I think they've got something that will be targeted at the 160 horsepower market in future. So
that's right. They've got the one they're working on at the moment for the Bristol is 100 kilowatts, but they've also got a 200 kilowatt version in the works.
It's that's real potential stuff there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next year.
Drones?
Very good.
Yes.
Carol. Yeah, Carol. Tell us about drones.
Now, if you are afraid of drones taking over the airspace, get a load of these statistics. There are two companies together. They're making a partnership, and they're going to deliver 12,000 drones, have them flying over the 49 sub-Saharan countries of Africa to create a new network. Continental Drones manufacturers become a Wingcopter authorized partner, and they're over the next years, they say, they're going to deploy these 12,000 drones to create the world's most advanced delivery drone throughout Africa. And they're going to be working, obviously, out of direct line of sight. They've got a little, on the fly website, there's a little video, and it shows that you've got one controller for 10 aircraft. They've got these things so automated. They've got fast battery switches. The video actually shows them dropping cargo from a height. So I hope their lawyers are up and ready to sort that out. That's going to be interesting. But yes, it's all statistics at the moment. So that'll be interesting to see where that goes. And personally, there's one side that you want it to be successful and the other side that says you don't, because otherwise I'll bring it all over to England and then just eat our airspace. But that's me being a cynic. So
that's it. Well, those drones are definitely after our airspace, aren't they? And I'm all for sharing the air, but so many people I talk to, that we all feel, they all feel like drones are just kind of edging us out, or we're a bit like the poor relation. So yeah.
I like the Spitfire V1 technique, where you just go up and you just tip the wing and tip it over.
we obviously Flyer does not endorse the disruption of drones.
No, I didn't say that. Retract.
Now, does this pass the Ed test of, if it looks right, it might actually work? What do we think, Ed?
As a device, I mean, it's not the worst looking drone out there, is it? And I think it's these wingcopter things. We've seen those. Skyports have used them up in Scotland. But the idea of, like Carol said, of the multiple drones for one controller, and I'm glad they're starting in Africa, where it's a bit less populated. So.
Is there any indication of what the size of those things are?
They're probably about that big.
Yeah. No, actually, in the video, there was you see somebody doing a battery exchange, so that kind of gives you a slight reference. I recommend you go to the Fly website and check out the news items.
That's it. Yes, definitely.
It's always a good idea.
Yeah. Right then. Some Ultimate High news. And that's the Ultimate Highs. You might remember we mentioned Ultimate High had said that they would be awarding a scholarship as part of the one of the training to honour Rob Wildeboer. They've ended up. They obviously launched their UPRT scholarship, and they had so many applications that they've been pleased to announce that actually they've awarded 2 courses rather than 1. The 2 lucky winners were PL Rebecca Wallace and the Lappel holder Elliot Harmiston. Mark Greenfield, CEO of Ultimate High, said we were delighted with the volume and quality of the applications that we received, and it was really hard to choose a winner. So we picked 2, and he said that they've also gone out and offered discounted GA UPRT courses to a number of the applicants. So yeah, no, exciting stuff, and well done, Mark. Nice way to remember Rob.
Yeah, and Fly Club members get, I think, 15% off their Ultimate High's Top Gun experience. So that's another reason to join the club.
Yeah.
Yes. It's me next. So, next month is the next Pilot Careers Live up in Manchester on the 9th of July. It's at the Concord Conference Centre, which is the venue's got a few different names, but it's basically the runway viewing park where Concord is. So you can come along there, and if you know somebody, or if you are interested in a career as a professional pilot, you can come along and meet ATOs, meet airlines, meet some universities, and get all the facts that you want out of them. So you can walk right up to them, speak to them face to face, get the facts, watch a few seminars as well, listen to some presentations about the industry. So just go to pilotcareernews.com/live, and we'll put that link in the comment shortly, and you can get tickets there.
Very good. Excellent. Dave, I think you've got some similarly oriented news.
Yes, one of the exhibitors at Pilots Careers Live will be Bristol Ground School, because they're very well known for training professional pilots to pass the theoretical knowledge exams. Now, Bristol Ground School is launching into the PPL, private pilot license arena. BGS, as they're known for short, they use a computer-based training system, Student pilots are guided through the learning process with quizzes, progress tests, exam-style questions, and much more. The software they use is compatible with Windows and Macs, as well as iPads, and is available to all students sitting their exams with the UK CAA or an EASA member state. Alex Whittingham, the managing director and founder of Bristol Ground School, said, "We are now able to bring the same level of professionalism to PPL theory training as we offer in the professional pilot training market." So most pilots in the UK who are going down the modular route will be very aware of Bristol Ground School, because they will be handling, for lots of people, they will be handling the theoretical knowledge side of it.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, good stuff. Now,
Aeronca news.
Yeah, I was just looking on the list to see who was next.
It's me, and that's the news that the Aeronca Club is going on an East Anglian tour. It's funny, when I saw this originally, it went in my mind that it was around the UK tour, but that would take a lot longer. The Aeronca Club of Great Britain is celebrating its 30th year with a tour of East Anglia starting in the 1st of July. Pete White, chairman of the club, said it's a nod in the direction of past tours of France and Ireland before it became a challenge to match all the requirements to fly our types of aircraft abroad. We'll see how it goes, and we can bring back more tours. But that's going to be very exciting. Apparently, the tour's going to be flexible. They're planning to visit several airfields, night stop either Old Buckenham or Seething. So you can find out more. There's a news story online, and that links you through to the the Aeronca Club of Great Britain. So yeah, happy 30th birthday! I know they're having a big event at White Waltham, which celebrates marks when they had their first event, which was an Air Britain event 30 years ago. Looking forward to that.
We'll be coming on to Aeronca in Fancy Hangar as well.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Now, I've just thought of one more news item, actually. One of you needs to ask me, where's Mac?
Where's Mac?
Where's Mac?
I'm reading it off his Instagram. I don't actually know, but it was his birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday,
Yeah.
So he now has 1 year and 5 months left if he wants to become the world's youngest Earth rounder. He's still got some time to go.
He's
but obviously there's still a few logistical challenges ahead of him, I think. But fingers crossed he'll smash it.
Yeah, there is one more news story, Johnny, which is on the list.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Dave.
Serum news.
Yes, we've had some news about Old Sarum, and it may be good news. We're not quite sure yet. We've heard from Old Sarum that agreement has been reached with Historic England on how to develop the airfield and also restore the famous hangars and other historic buildings. There's a quote in the statement: "The careful development of some of the excess land not used for airfield purposes will enable, i.e. fund, the renovation of the historic Grade 2 listed World War I Hangar 3 and investment in the airfield facilities to allow long-term viable flying operations." Now, they haven't actually revealed the plans yet. They just issued this kind of pre-statement, if you like, of their intention to reveal the plans. But so as soon as we know, we'll bring them to you.
Very good.
Yes.
Excellent.
It would be lovely to get Old Sarum back again. It's such a lovely airfield.
I know. Yeah. And it's to know that it's gone, but it's technically still there, and there's some flying going on, is even worse. So
yeah.
Interestingly, earlier on we were discussing the news topics, and we actually dropped an idea. We were looking at the number of rats, and obviously we normally do Rat Watch. Stuart Rue said, "I hope you're doing Rat Watch this week, Dave. There's a lot of those little red things flying around down south tomorrow."
Yes, there are. I can whiz through them. I've got more here, so I can whiz through them if you like.
Maybe whiz through them for Stuart's benefit.
Okay. Well, Glastonbury Festival is still on, obviously, there's a restricted airspace temporary RAT until 28th of June. This Saturday, Armed Forces Day at Scarborough, also at Cleethorpes, Saturday and Sunday. I think the Red Arrow is definitely going to be there. Friday, Saturday and Sunday, Headcorn Air Show. Saturday and Sunday, there's a RAT around the Haverfordwest Air Race. Saturday and Sunday also, Western Supermare Air Show. I think the Reds might be there. There's next week, Wimbledon tennis starts. So there's a big rat, if you could ever fly over Wimbledon anyway. And coming up on the 1st to the 3rd of July, the British Grand Prix at Silverstone also affects to Western, which is next door. That's it for now.
If you got, it's just like, what did you do? I infringed the Wimbledon rat. It's like there's so much. You'd have to do so many bad things to get to that point. Don't do it, people.
Yeah, Dave, you read that like the shipping forecast. It sounded quite good.
A whole lot more intelligible. So
yeah. Good. Right. I think that's all the news done. Should we bring our guest in?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
Let's add Sarah. Here we go. Sarah, how are you? Oh, I think you're muted.
No.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
We've unmuted you.
Fab. How are you?
We are very good, thank you. How are you?
Yes, very good. Thanks for having me.
Good stuff. Now, so you, to put things into context for people who haven't looked on the website and read the amazing flying adventure, you've just come back from Southern Africa and you've been flying around fixed wing and rotary wing, haven't you? So can you, in fact, before we talk about that, just how did you get into flying?
So I fell into it through a friend, actually. My daughter goes to school with a little boy whose dad was a pilot, and he'd just become a flying instructor. And he invited us to a fly-in. It was the first fly-in I'd ever been to, and that was at Greenland. And we went up in a light aircraft, and within about 12 minutes, we'd seen most of East Sussex, and I was just absolutely blown away by it, really. And I decided that, I had to go ahead and do it, really. So I had my first lesson. I was supposed to do it a lot sooner, but with COVID, I had to wait until, I think, July 2020, when everything had been lifted. So that's when I started. And then I completed it pretty much within 1 year. Just absolutely fell in love with it. I got the bug straight away, to be honest. So, yeah. And then I decided to go for helicopters, and that was at the end of November 2021. So, yeah, I'm pretty much, about 30 hours into my PPLH now. Yeah. And, just really enjoying it. Just loving everything aviation, everything.
Good. How have you found the transition from fixed wing to rotary?
I was quite worried about it, actually, at the beginning, because everyone says that some of the skills are transferable, but the actual flying is completely different. So it obviously helps having the radio and having that already under your belt. I mean, I can't imagine having to learn that all from scratch, plus trying to keep control of something that just does not want to be stable. So yeah, I found that, that helped massively. The actual flying of it was just, it's just the maneuverability of the helicopter is what I love. And I think I was most excited to master the hover, because everyone always said hovering, it's the hardest thing. It's going to take you ages. And yeah, I mean, when they give you control for the first time, you've got to be light with the cyclic, you know it, but you get it and you're still like sideways straight away. So it takes a while to get used to that. But the challenge of it is what I love, just being able to not do it and thinking, gosh, I need to master this, basically.
Brilliant. So what prompted you to put together this trip around South Africa and Botswana? Where did the idea come from?
I think what happened was, when I was doing my PPL, I got the bug completely, and I spent hours on YouTube every evening watching aviation videos. And there was a couple of YouTubers who stood out for me. I loved bush pilots, bush planes, bush aircraft, and also Pilot Bambi. And she does a lot of flying in South Africa. So I've watched quite a few of her videos where she's been in Malawi and stuff. And I mean, it looks stunning. It looks incredible. And I was talking to a friend of mine, Jess, who's also a pilot who I flew with. And she said to me, actually, I've got to go to South Africa because I'm volunteering in a hospital. So Jess is a A&E doctor and also a general practitioner. So she said to me, well, I'm actually going over there sometime this year. It's not really, set in stone yet, but I'll be there for about a month. So that's sort of like, I was like, you want to be there. I want to go there. You're a pilot. I'm a pilot. Should we do something? And that was it, really. And I started to look at different tour companies. And I said to her, right, when you're going, let's go together and we'll do a week flying. And then I'll leave you and you carry on doing your bits and I'll head home. So that's it, really. And she said yes straight away. And I was like, let's get planning.
Cool. How did you do the planning? Did you use like Sky Demon down there, or did you?
No,
talk us through it.
We didn't use Sky Demon for the entire week, and it was when I got there and we said, because we had a safety pilot, we had planned to do our validation for our license, our 28-day validation, but when the opportunity came up and the timing with the weather and also Jess's availability for the volunteering, we didn't actually have time to get it done because apparently it takes about 2 months to complete the application. So we had a safety pilot out there. And when we got there, I said to him, I think the first thing I said is, does it have autopilot? And he just laughed at me. He was like, this is Africa. No. I was like, okay, I didn't know. And then I asked him, where's the Sky Demon? And he just laughed at me again. And he was like, listen, we're going to do this whole week without it. Okay. He was like, because you British pilots, you depend on it too much. And I thought, actually, he's right. He is right. And I probably do. I'm probably guilty of it. So I loved flying without it. I really enjoyed it. I realized quite soon into it how much I'm quite dependent on it, even like in the circuit, for example. And this was good. It was good to have it taken away because it made you look at your sort of height perception and things like that are so much better. So there was a small GPS, like a tiny little GPS. I can't remember the make of it. And that's what we used when we were doing our sort of long journey, long legs. So we had everything, tapped into there. But I mean, it was so small and the position of it was so rubbish. So I was like, right, I know my heading, just focus on that.
Brilliant. So what aircraft was it?
Cessna 182.
Nice. And how did you find that?
Oh, it was lovely. It was really, really nice. Initially, when I did think of doing a safari in Africa, I really wanted to get in a tail dragger because I absolutely loved them. And I contacted quite a few companies, and what I found, it was really difficult to get replies from people actually. And there was one company who were doing safaris in an aircraft called, I think it was called a Bob, a Savage Bob. And it's a tailwheel aircraft. It's quite similar to the Eurofox that I fly. It's a 2-seater light aircraft, and it's got a Rotax 912. So pretty much identical to the Eurofox that I fly. And I was thinking that's what I'd like to, get in for all the bush trips and stuff. But I just didn't hear back from people. And then in the end, I think it worked out better because it would have been quite unsociable, really. I mean, I probably would have had a safety pilot with me, and Jess would have been in another plane. So the way we did it, it was nice. We could share the flying, and we were together for the whole trip. So I'm quite glad we did it with the 182. And I learned on a 172. Jess learned on a 152. So it was quite familiar, and I liked it. It's a good aircraft.
I think Ian Seeger would agree with you there.
Yeah. Now, looking through some of the pictures from the your article, I'm just going to flick one up now. Can you just tell us what's going on here?
Yes. So, into our tour, day 2? We flew to the Elephant Plains Lodge, which is in Kruger National Park. So that was going to be the first lodge we stayed at. And we landed on this really narrow sand strip that had just been cleared of all the game just before we arrived. And we were about to leave the aircraft, and he said, "Oh no, one more thing. We need to protect it from the hyenas." And I was like, "What is this man talking about? Protect it from hyenas? Come on, what's this about?" And he said, "No, really. The hyenas love playing with the tires. They will destroy them. They will chew them up." And Jess knew this actually, and she was like, "Yeah, they love it." So I was like, "Okay, right. What do we do then?" And we saw a few aircraft while we were there, and they had these. It was a Cessna Caravan, and they had these sort of cages that they actually carry in the plane with them. And then when they land, they pull these cages out, and they're metal cages that were perfectly over the wheels. So we didn't have that. So we just made do with some thorn bushes. So we were all 3 of us dragging these thorn bushes and covering the tires, hoping we'd come back to an airplane with a tire that wasn't chewed up.
Seems like a good fix to me.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we were on a game drive like about 40 minutes later, and we saw some hyenas. We were like, stay away, guys.
You don't have to do that at Compton Abbas, do you?
That's never an issue there, is it?
No. So what was the, flying around the scenery, some amazing views. What stuck with you the most?
Probably that one you just popped up, actually. Clyde River Canyon. Yeah, that was absolutely stunning. It was breathtaking. I'd seen a few videos. Actually, I think Pilot Bambi flew there recently, and she put a video up of her mum and her flying through it. And it just looked stunning. And it felt like you were in Jurassic World or something. And I'm really glad I got to experience it as a pilot and a passenger.
Yeah.
I'm flying along, and I was the first person to pilot through it, and I was just trying to take it all in, but also trying not to crash into a valley at the same time. It was so breathtaking. It was absolutely stunning. So to have, to do it again with Jess flying and me in the back, it was really amazing.
Yeah, it looks incredible. Now, I think I can see someone has joined us.
I hope. Yeah, I was wondering whether we might get to finish off first, but oh no, he's there. Oh, and he's muted. There we go.
We'll bring him in for a minute, and then we'll pick up with. Sorry, Sarah.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Sorry, Sarah.
It's all right.
How's it going, Ian?
It's going all right. Let me just quickly. There you go. Not because. Hello, everyone.
Hi. Wow. Never before have we had so many flyer people in one window.
No.
There's a few empty seats. We've just been on a long coach ride and a walk around Palua. There's a whole bunch of people who are going for a comfort break, should we say. But so far, it's going fantastically. I have to say, the little airfields around here are just stunning. Lovely little grass airfields, nothing going on. Land, no problem at all. Sorry, Paul saying up to here's got his hat on. There you go. Just really relaxed. It's just outrageously hot. That's the main issue that we've got here. It's just stupidly hot. Oh, and we've got more hats coming up.
All right. We're really sorry to hear that it's so warm.
Yeah. So there you go. We've just sat down to eat. Haven't had any food yet. More importantly, we haven't had any beer yet. I'm sure that'll be put right. There's Iceman. Come and say hello. There you go. So where are we? Yeah, he's got no blazer, which is a bit weird, isn't it? So yeah, I can thoroughly recommend. I have to say, I need to say this quietly because there's a few Italian people around. I thought Italian air traffic was going to be a complete nightmare, but actually they were really good. And so that was good news. And I don't know if anyone saw my screenshot on Instagram, but the 1977 Cessna 182 ground speed 178 knots on the way across. That was just amazing.
Oh no!
So yeah, just to go. How's the live stream going? I tuned in earlier and saw Johnny's really slick screen manipulating there.
It's improved since then.
Good. Well done. Well done. Ricardo. I'll bring in Ricardo, the organizer. No. Yeah, get your hat on now. Not you. Him. Sorry. This is Ricardo, the man behind.
Good evening, all.
Ricardo Donadis, African Eagle on the forum, the guy behind eight Radunos so far since 2002. 2002. So yeah, he's kind of like blessed with the job of organising. Paul Sengupta is commenting literally over there. But anyway, so anybody else want to say it? Oh. Sorry. Hurry up. We haven't got. I can't. Mark Saunders is blowing up an inflatable rhinoceros for reasons that are probably best not explained before the watershed.
We have seen the inflatable rhinoceros with various aeroplanes, so that clearly there's a story to be told here.
There is a story to be told. It will be told, and yeah, So, it has gone. So I think probably the best thing is, before I leave you all to go and do something a bit more serious, and I'm really sorry to interrupt you, Sarah. There you go.
Oh, look, there we go.
There we go. Nothing if not serious. So anyway, if anyone's watching who's never been on a sort of group fly out before, and I know that it may or may not be a few people, but if there are, highly recommended. Very good fun. Get lots of flying in, making moves towards the 2022 minutes in 2022.
And you can do it even if you think you can't. It's much easier than you might imagine.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Absolutely, much easier.
Alternatively, it's 30 from Ryanair.
Yeah, there was a few stories like, so Mark was on his way down his TB20 and his undercarriage broke or something. His trousered pants didn't work, I think. He diverted to Troyes, and then Dave picked him up in his Jodel, and there was a few other bits and Annabelle's airplane was broken, so she came with Graham and Paul by Ryanair, and Sham as well. So there you go, really. So anyway, I'm going to stop interrupting. I'm going to say goodbye, and thank you for letting us join you. Does everyone want to say hello, goodbye? So, arrivederci. Yeah, we're not going to have a beer at all now. So, thank you.
Very good. Goodbye, Ian. See you next week. Bye. Hooray! And he managed to do that and not break the stream.
Yes. Now I just need to get Sarah back.
I know. Yeah. Now it's all. Hang on a moment. We can do this, and we can do that, and then we can do that again. Oh no! Nearly. Oh, there we go. Hooray! Sarah, thank you.
Right, thank you for that, coping with that intermission from Italy.
No worries.
So you did a bit of rotary flying out there as well, didn't you? So how did that compare to flying fixed wing out over there, kind of over that scenery and over the rivers and lakes?
Yeah, that was quite memorable actually. That was quite something. On the first day, so we flew straight from Botswana. We landed at Rand Airport, and within 30 minutes, we were sitting in the R44. Like everything of that week was just go. Like I planned it so meticulously that every sort of hour was accounted for, so as not to waste any time. And so we hopped straight in. We literally dumped our luggage and got in the R44, and we went flying in a general handling area. And I said he sort of said, what do you want to do on the first day? And I said, well, I haven't flown fixed wing in, I mean, it doesn't sound long, but it was about 10 days, but these things, you can forget it pretty quick. So yeah, I took off and we went to a general handling area, and we had this river, and he said, this is a stunning river, and we'll do some low level, And I was like, how low? And he was like, how low can you go? And I was like, probably not as low as you. So we'll keep it safe. But yeah, we did sort of the first round up this river, and you're just scanning for electricity pylons constantly. And I thought we were low. I was probably around, 15 feet above the river, and thinking to myself, oh, this is like ground rush, sort of about 70 knots at that height above the water. It feels a lot faster, And then I said, how low would you fly? And he was like this. And he got a hold of the controls. And yeah, we were about, 4 foot above some bushes and some water. I mean, it was very low. So yeah, it was like a game of limbo. I was like, yeah, no, that's enough for me. That's as low as I'm going to go. But flying over like the Crocodile River, that was beautiful. That was really lovely. That was the next day. And we did some confined areas. So we went into 2 different restaurants, got a bit of a sweet tooth, so we had to satisfy that. That was fun. We've got quite lucky with the weather and stuff, and it was really light winds, so we didn't really have a problem with our confined area landings. It was just really good to practice. Just really enjoyed it. But definitely it's very different, seeing everything low level like that. Would have been quite incredible to fly a helicopter through Glide River Canyon. That would have been quite special, but that's very far away. So that's what we did. But Jess absolutely loved it as well. And it was the first time that she's my passenger in the helicopter. And yeah, she's got the bug now.
Very good. Darren Lewington asks, how do costs compare to the UK?
It was quite cheap. Yeah, it was quite a bit cheaper. What I flew in for, well, we figured out 1 hour in an R44 helicopter in the UK with a instructor would be the same as an hour in a Jet Ranger over there.
Wow.
So that was the sort of price, you know. So it was quite a bit less.
Yeah. How much was this per hour?
Oh, I should have really. I don't think the budget would have stretched that far. That was quite special though, sitting in that. I haven't seen one in person before, and I walked into this hangar, and there was absolutely every helicopter under the sun. They had 3 hangars at this place. It was called Henley Air Services, and and that little beauty was in the back. And that was as a private owner who owns that, and he flies his family to Cape Town in it. That would be an epic trip, wouldn't it?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But the interesting thing actually is that all of the helicopters, well, a lot of them had these aerials on the front, and we said, you know, what are they for? And
I'll pick that up. That one.
Yeah. So vehicle tracking is one of their biggest services that they do in Henley Air. So, you know, I'd never heard of vehicle tracking before because the theft of vehicles is so rife over there. They have this company that they work for that when a car is stolen, that they're notified straight away and they're in the air and they're tracking down these vehicles. So they fly low level a lot. They fly low level at night all the time. That was quite interesting.
Wow. Yeah, that's impressive. Yeah, I thought it must be something to do with cattle tracking or.
No,
I didn't imagine it would be cars. No. Cloudhopper says the adventure sounds amazing, Sarah. Have you got any plans for your next one?
There's always plans. We were planning when we were out there. So we spoke to obviously our safety guide, our safety pilot. He said to us, we said, what else is amazing? You know, what's great to see? And he said Namibia. He said Namibia is absolutely stunning. There's some really, really beautiful terrain to fly over, some stunning lodges. He said the beaches are amazing. The deserts to fly over are incredible. So he said if you had more time, he would recommend South Africa, Botswana, and then up to Namibia. Also Zimbabwe, he said Mozambique. There's so many places that you could go, but I do quite like the sound of Namibia. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, good. Were there any kind of like slightly sketchy moments flying in and out of these strips?
I had one go around due to a flock of guinea fowl. And they're silly little birds. They can't make up their mind whether they can fly or not. They're really odd. There was about 30 of them just poodling along. And I was like, you have wings. Just fly off. But they wouldn't. So we had to go around then. What else? I mean, when we landed at Blydefoot, that was the airfield that you just put up. We did a couple of inspections, and someone had left a wheelbarrow with some water in it, water barrels, but really big stuff. And it was, you know, about, I don't know, a third into the runway, or maybe just less. So we did some quite thorough inspections to figure out what exactly it was. We were really low trying to figure out what it was. We decided it was safe to land there. So I just used that as my aiming point. And it's, you know, we landed on the upslope runway, but we turned it around and then we had to tuck loads of rocks behind the wheels there. You really can't see them, just to make sure we didn't lose the airplane down the hill. That would have been a bit tragic. But we landed and we had an Impala dart, you know, just behind the aircraft. So that was a bit close. But no, apart from that, we were all right. We did really thorough inspections. There was quite a few strips where we deemed it unsafe, you know. The crops were just, you know, too high. It was too overgrown. There looked like there was some sort of like warthog holes. And so there was a few times where we had to abort and fly off and find somewhere else. But other than that, you know, we flew for a week. We covered about 770 miles, and nothing went wrong. And that's really strange, because you know how it is in aviation. Something always goes wrong. It's either the weather or the airfield's shut, or I don't know, there's too much of a crosswinds or the cafe's shut, and that's just detrimental to the flight. I'm not going somewhere if I can't get some food, and nothing went wrong. We're out in the bush and
Clyde, I've just got another question. Did you have to consider density altitude very much?
I mean, that's always an issue, and actually that's the first time that I've experienced that sort of high density altitude. I was sitting on the runway at Johannesburg looking at the altimeter reading 5,500 feet, and I was like, well, this is new. I think the most I've experienced before is probably like 500 feet at Biggin Hill or something, so I'm not used to that elevation. And yeah, we did have to consider it, although the temperatures were actually quite cool when we went. It wasn't hot at all, it wasn't humid. But the power of the aircraft, there was never really a problem. We went in and out of really short strips, and we didn't really have an issue with it at all.
Fantastic. Good stuff. We'll pop the link in the comments again for people to go and read the full thing. It's fantastic. And well done to you, Sarah, for putting together such a great article.
Thank you.
But the other thing we were going to talk about briefly was the Kitty Hawk fly-in this weekend. I know Dave will cover events later, but can you just give us a quick rundown of what's going on?
Yeah, so it's the second fly-in. Last year was a real success, which was great. We had quite a few aircraft, more than we thought. We've got both runways open this year, which is really great. Last year we just had one. We've got both of them open, and I mean, you heard the weather. It's good. I think it's going to be good enough, and I expect we're still going to have a really good turnout. Having both runways definitely helps. I think it's going to be, it might be a little bit breezy, but I think it's going to be okay, and it's going to be forecast to be sunny. We've got a Lebanese barbecue, so we're going to have some really nice food. The food went down really well last year, so hopefully that's going to be the same. Be an ice cream van, a bouncy castle for any adults, mostly children, hopefully. And yeah, it just be a really nice day of good old AV geekery. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. Just looking at RSVP so we can help with the numbers. But there's been lots of improvements to the airfield. We've got like a club room; it's almost finished. But yeah, Ollie's really cracking on, and all the residents are really chipping in to. We had a work party the other day of painting and sweeping, and so lots of improvements being made.
What do you fly from Kitty Hawk, Sarah?
Sorry?
What do you fly from Kitty Hawk?
A Cessna 172 from there. Yeah, so there's lots of lovely stuff there.
Yeah. Am I right in thinking that you fly Eurofox as well?
Yes, yeah, fly a tailwheel Eurofox. So yeah, that's at Dean then. So I'm sort of I've got my foot in both camps, and I spread myself between both airfields. So yeah, it's good fun. It's a nice little plane.
Very good. And have you got? Is there something on the horizon that you'd really like to get your hands on?
Spitfire.
You've done that already.
Not solo.
Okay.
I honestly, well, I'd love to go in a Cub. Actually, I haven't been in a Cub yet. I'd really like to go in a Piper Cub. That's on my list. So I would love to do that. But helicopters, I love all types of helicopters. I've been in a few nice ones, but definitely be good to get in some more of them. But yeah, if I could get in a Spitfire again, that'd be lovely. I don't want much.
Oh, good stuff. Right. Well, Sarah, thank you very much for joining us and chatting to us about everything.
That was really good.
Yeah, we've popped the Kitty Hawk website and the Flying Adventure in the comments for people to read. So go ahead and do that. Any other questions? Oh no, there we go. There's a link there. And yeah, might see you on Sunday, Sarah. Fingers crossed.
Look forward to it. I hope you can make it.
Brill. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Must be time for. Must be time for.
Fancy Hangar. Yeah, I was busy with comments there, so.
Ed wins. Ed wins. Ed wins.
Have we got the right? We're making this look so slick. There we go. Back to full. Let's get rid of that.
Right. Tell us about Fancy Hangar.
Yes. So this week we heard that the Aeronca Club of Great Britain are celebrating their 30th birthday. and they're going on a tour of East Anglia to celebrate. And that made us think there's a lot of lovely Aeroncas out there. So if we had to pick one to add to our fancy hangar, what Aeronca would it be? So who's first?
I think we're going to go with Carol.
Oh.
Yes.
I have gone for the C2, nicknamed the bathtub, nicknamed air knockers, and nicknamed Ridgeback. And the first time I saw one, I was just doing my first ever cross country out in Florida, and they had a little yellow one hanging from the ceiling in the museum at Kissimmee, the other place, where Bombertown Museum was. And I couldn't believe my eyes. I just thought it was so wonderfully ridiculous. I just fell in love with it there and then. And if I could have bought that one there, Alpha Delta Romeo Romeo, it was up for sale quite recently. I think that's got a great.
Yeah, that was based at Old Warden, wasn't it? So you would have seen that quite a bit.
It was in my hangar, yes, and gorgeous, gorgeous piece. At least we got to see it display at the shows. But I believe it's gone to a good home at Brayton now. I mean, they breed there.
Well, they've got another one, haven't they, up there? Which I think might be another fancy hangar choice. Because obviously you've gone C2, which is the one with no doors and very simple. Dave, what was your choice?
I've gone for the C3, which is this one here. This is the later upgraded version, and actually it's a C3, but this is a British-built one, which is an Aeronca 100, to give it its proper title. So it's the Aeronca. Where does that stands for? The Aeronautical Corporation of America. That's where the title comes from, and it's. But the only thing about this aircraft, and Ed did point it out to me, is how the heck do you get into it? Not only a very small space, but you have to clamber through all those wires. And I have trouble bending my knees to get in most aeroplanes, let alone that. So it's going to be a challenge just getting into it, I think.
And of course, they're all really slim, razor-like flying wires. So it's like the aeroplane that tries to defeat you before you get into it. But I think you might have been the only person ever to use the word upgraded to describe the step from C2 to C3. It's like, I got doors.
Gosh. Brilliant. Right, I'm going to go next.
Okay.
We'll put Ed last. So I've gone for
a
family wagon. It's the four-seater sedan. I think it's a reasonably good looking airplane. It's like a bit of a scaled up looking at they've all got some kind of Citabria Decathlon Scout vibes, obviously, because that's where the family heritage came from. I think it's a good looking airplane, fit the family in. If you're going to do a tour around the UK, it's good to be able to take a few friends with you as well. And funnily enough, we were chatting earlier, these were almost, I think, put back into production under Burles, B-U-R-L-S, aircraft company, which they were going to build new fuselages and a few other new pieces for them. But I'm just looking for any hint as to why that didn't happen. Johnny may win, yes.
Controversial. Yeah. What engine's in your sedan? Because that looks like quite a cruiser.
That is, so it's a 145 horsepower. I think it's a Conti C145, isn't it?
Nice. Six cylinders, lovely and smooth.
Yeah, with a gross weight of over 2,000 pounds. So bit of a beefy machine.
Very nice.
So go on then, Ed. It's your turn.
Nice choices. I picked this. So now you probably all thought Aeroncas were high wing, but I give you this, the low wing Aeronca LB. And what a beauty it is. Produced for barely 2 years and only in limited numbers. Today, airworthy examples of the LB are exceedingly rare. It was a bit of a failure in its day in comparison to the C3, which was a dumpy looking two-place high wing monoplane. With 36 horsepower, the rakish LB was maybe a little bit too much aeroplane for its time. About 60 LBs were built. And it makes you wonder whether in 1935 Aeronca were perhaps looking around the world, and maybe they looked at miles in England and went, cool, what we need is something sleek, and maybe, everyone knows I like a trousered undercarriage, and I think that's what draws me to this little baby. It's powered by an 85 horse LeBlond 5-cylinder radial. Interestingly, I'm pretty sure that the rockers on the engine aren't oil fed. You have to grease them. They're quite high maintenance. But this is an aeroplane just full of character. I got to photograph this one at Oshkosh in 2018, and it had just been restored. And it was just magnificent little machine with that radial engine. It's got real character. Really stands out. 120 miles an hour kind of max cruise, 105 easy cruise. Lands at 48 miles an hour, range 500 nautical miles. But it was, it's just, I think this is just a cracking little beauty. If you look at that photo, you'll realize the guy inside actually looks quite big. The LB, while 2 seats, is a bit like the C2 and the C3. Aeronca weren't into making giant cabins. So they gave you a little side window, which at least allowed your elbow to stick out. So that's my choice. So how are we doing in the comments?
Let's have a look. Oh wow, Ed, mate.
Looks like you're doing well, Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny wins. Ed wins with trousers. Yes. Ed wins. Trousers win. So my vote is a Aeronca LB. The sedan chair. Sedan. Aeronca. Carol Pips Ed. LB. My choice. Is that C3 flyable? It does not look aerodynamic. Harsh. Nice choice, Johnny. Okay, for looks, Johnny wins so far, but Ed will obviously pull something out of the bag. Yes, I was right. Ed wins. Pants. Who would have thought it? Cropper pants on that. Trousers. Johnny wins. Johnny wins. Really like it, Ed. Johnny wins. Ed. Aeronca versus Grease Rocker. Ed wins. Sedan looks too sedate. Carol wins.
Hey, thank you.
Despite the epistle, Ed, Johnny wins. Dave, your C3, your upgraded C3 appears to have not got a look in.
No.
Oh no. What else? So what have I missed? I'm surprised. Nick Orchard, who would obviously say champ, because Nick obviously has a very lovely champ of her own. But thank you for the Ed wins, Nick. So Johnny, there we go. I don't know. It's hard to call that. I think it might be a sedan. Yes. Oh, Paul. Yeah. There we go. Don't feel sorry for him, Paul. A sympathy is never a good vote. Well, I guess if you had to have 2 Aeroncas, then 4 seats and 6-cylinder smoothness with your sedan is good. If you just wanted an evening bimble, then your Aeronca LB. Oh, Derek King says late on parade, Johnny wins. Maybe we'll call that for Johnny then. Johnny, you win with your sedan.
Yep.
Yes. Get in. Thank you. Good stuff.
I must admit, that would be the one I would have chosen that if you hadn't already chosen it.
Yes, me too. Me too. I would have done that. Yeah.
Got in quick. Good stuff. Right. I think it's events now, Dave, isn't it? There's tons on.
It's a really, really busy weekend coming up. So I'm going to whiz through them again very quickly. Friday to Sunday, the Wings and Wheels at a place called St Michael's near Preston, Lancashire. Saturday, there's a Wingley flying in France at La Rochelle. Now, these next ones are all Saturday and Sunday. Vintage Aircraft Club event at Brayton, American Classics flying at Whitemoreton, the Midsummer flying at Hinderclay Meadows, that's in Suffolk, Oster flying, Dunkerswell. There's the already mentioned about the air races by the Royal Aero Club at Haverfordwest. There's wing walking at Compton Abbas. Sandown has got flamping. Flamping is flying and camping, apparently. Saturday and Sunday also getting to Aeros at Fenland. Sunday, of course, the flying and barbecue at Kitty Hawk. They're just quickly looking ahead. 3rd of July, the seething. I picked on the seething summer flying because both the Vintage Aircraft Club and the Aeronca Tour plan to drop into that. And if you've ever been to Seething, it's a very nice airfield, great bunch of people who run an extraordinary club owned by the members. And so it's a great place to go, Seething. 9th of July, as well as Pilots Careers Live, there's also, drum roll please, the International Slate Flying. Sometimes there's Slate Kosh.
And Flyer is going to be there.
We will. Definitely. Good. Right. Thank you, Dave. Club bits, as we mentioned earlier, the paywall's coming down on the 12th of July, so you've got just under 3 weeks now to get signed up if you're not already a member. £30 for the first year. If you become a member and register before the 12th, it'll be £52 a year after that. So that's a no-brainer. Head over there now if you're not a member and join. And then Dave White, who was on Ian's video earlier from Italy, will be doing a webinar next week on all about flying into Europe. So you'll have lots of good advice for people then. And I don't think we've got anything for QSY this week, have we?
No. Richard Kennedy, rather sensibly says, who knew Ian was the key to technical success in the live stream? I know.
Amazing. Good. Right. Well, we'll wrap up. We'll see club members on Wednesday, and we'll see the rest of you on Thursday evening. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Sky Demon, for your support. And Carol, thank you for standing in for Ian.
My pleasure and privilege. Thank you, gentlemen.